welcome to Chick Chat Podcast. I am your host, Patty Rossborough, and I am here with my co-host, the beautiful, the talented, the lovely, Carrie Carabas.
Hello, Patty.
Hello, darling. How are you? We have a great show today.
Great show tonight. Very
great show. I can't wait to talk to these girls. You know, we want to talk to you. First of all, we've got Sheba Mason.
Fantastic.
A comic, a stand-up comic, and was in a play called...
It was called the Jackie Mason Musical.
The Jackie Mason.
Both sides of a famous love affair.
And it was written by your mother.
Yep.
And your father's Jackie Mason.
Yes.
All righty.
And when we also have
the beautiful and
Thank
talented,
very funny,
Marion Grodin.
Very insightful, Patty.
Thank you. Who wrote a memoir called Standing Up.
Yes.
And then what is the
parentheses?
In parentheses, it says a memoir of a funny, not always life.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Like and your father is also famous.
Yes.
Very famous.
Richard Benjamin. Yes.
Charles Grodin.
Yes.
I mean, the pressure. But anyway, first, before we get to you and your fathers and your careers and your love lives and everything else we're going to talk about, Carrie Carabas, how was your week?
Okay, my week was a little rough because I found Kohl's cash that expired.
Kohl's
That's
cash?
harsh. That's hard.
That's
horrible.
horrible.
Kohl's cash?
Kohl's. K-O-H-L.
I hate when that happens.
Okay, that's $90 worth of
90.
Kohl's cash.
Go
Yeah,
in,
that's
you
rough.
got to talk to the manager.
I begged.
That's what I would have done.
I did.
It
No.
didn't work. Those
Did you
bitches.
binge?
How expired
Did you
was
binge?
it? And then I went and spent another $500
You did
to
not.
get another 90 back so I could feel
I
validated.
believe she did.
I believe you
her.
did too.
I believe her.
Carrie is a degenerate
She's very
shopper. Is that
convincing. She's got the fake jewelry to prove it.
I love fake jewelry.
This is a $20. Everyone goes, wow, your husband really went out. I'm like, that's right, he did. He really did.
How much? How much for the bracelet?
No, the bracelet was for some. You know when your friends force you to go to their stupid jewelry fucking
I
parties?
hate those parties.
Okay, can you please come? So then you go, and they're like, this is $600.
Yeah, that's right.
But if you buy 9 more, you'll get it for 10.
When I was a single mother, I used to go to those stupid house. They go, it's a party. We're gonna have wine. There's like 2 bottles of wine. No one can get drunk, and it's like it was seasonings. Seasonings, a thing of garlic seasoning
For $14.
was $14, and I could get it at 90. And I was a single mother. I'm buying $14, and everyone's spending $100, and I look like a cheap bitch. But anyway, I hate that.
May I ask a question?
Please.
How do you have $500 to go shopping? I have no money.
I agree
How do you,
with that.
right,
My
Sheba? We don't have
husband-
money.
From the restaurant.
My
Yeah.
husband has a job.
Okay. Well, you have a husband.
That's the ticket. Well,
I have to suck it up to get these pleasures.
Literally. Literally.
I have a husband, but we don't have money. 500. I wouldn't have $500.
You
Right.
don't have a husband, Patty. Patty, he is not your fucking
Patty's in
husband.
denial. She doesn't have a husband.
He's almost my husband.
Okay, for how many years? Almost.
15. But
Wow.
is engaged.
Almost.
It's time.
This year it might
Tell
happen.
him to get a fake ring with some Kohl's cash and make it legit.
I can guarantee you, the
Yes.
minute this show takes off,
Yes.
you are down that aisle.
Really?
Yes.
Because you think he wants the money from me.
Possibly.
I didn't get that vibe. I don't think he's opportunistic. I think he loves her.
You do, right?
Yeah.
See, Carrie Carabas.
He's the real deal.
He does. He's a wonderful,
He's
loving.
like, but when?
He's a Jew, right?
No, he's
not a
Irish.
Jew.
He's an
Is he a
Irish.
comic?
No, thank God.
Yeah,
no.
thank
God.
Never date a comic.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
You know.
He's
Yeah.
cute. He's cute.
Very cute.
I met him.
Cute Irish guy.
I met him at the Mohican Sun. He was very cute.
Lovable. Does
Yeah,
everything.
loves her.
He does, right? See?
Loves you.
He just doesn't marry me.
I felt he loved me also. I felt he was very loving, but
He did love you.
yeah.
He told me he did.
Yeah. I didn't want to say anything. Could be awkward, but I felt he loved me.
So we have 2 girls with famous parents.
Very famous, and they're like legends in the business.
But like
actually.
really funny, like it's not like I don't
Jackie
know,
Mason,
like hilarious.
really?
Yes,
great stand-up, unbelievable. And
yes.
you are just as funny.
Oh, that's nice of you to say. Thank you.
I just saw your stand up today, and I thought it was I saw you. on
Thank
it.
you.
It's
That's
really
really
very
kind of
funny.
you guys. Oh my God! Stop. Go
And
on.
not for nothing, you look exactly like your dad in a pretty version.
You think so?
Absolutely. Does she
Yes.
not look like her dad?
Yeah, let me tell you something.
Even
When-
with the blonde hair and everything
Yes.
else, and all and the
No, it's the
eyelashes,
face.
But
and
pretty.
all the lengths I
But-
take
but
to not
pretty.
look like him.
But pretty.
when
But
you
like a
were
pretty
when you
version.
were born, there was a thing between your father and whether you were his baby, right? That
Yeah.
was the thing. Okay, so
Yeah,
I
the thing was,
The thing.
that was the
the
thing.
thing was, he wanted me to not be,
That's right.
and I was.
And it was sad because he was saying you weren't his baby, but on the poster, the news, I remember this cover because I was
Because you
working.
were, what, 27
I
at
wa-
the time?
I was working at Comedy Central. I actually had a job for 1 year in my life where I made money. And I was sitting in the room and I'm reading the newspaper because we're trying to think of stuff to talk for the day. And there you are on the cover of the Post, split screen, split newspaper, your father's face on one, your face next to him, and you're a baby. It is the exact same face.
That's before she got the eyelashes and the
Yeah,
lipstick. and-
you had a
Before
little.
I realized we had the same face.
So you had a little bald head, and I'm like,
Yeah.
how can this guy
and he
say
had a
this
little
isn't
bald
his
head,
baby?
so they looked exactly
That's
alike.
what everybody said. That's what
Everybody was
said.
like, this guy's being a dick.
He was-
That's his kid.
So now wait.
They
So
even brought me into the courtroom like naked so that they could see the shape of my ass because it was like
That
the
is
same
not
exact.
true.
Yeah, because it's like the same kind of Jewish ass
oh my God. That's,
as a baby. How's that for a story?
so wait. So
That is
what was-
great.
I guess what was it? A blood test back then, or did
Yeah,
they
it was
have
a blood
DNA?
test,
No
yeah.
DNA. So the
blood test.
Okay, so the blood test came back that you were his
100%.
kid.
It was like,
And
100%.
did he
Well-
accept you then?
yeah, he had to. Yeah.
And money? Money?
Yeah, I got child support till I was 18. Nothing amazing, but it was child support.
Is
It
he
was
rich?
nice.
Is he a rich guy?
He is rich. Yeah.
Oh, so he could have been more generous.
Yeah. Yeah,
Don't
he
you
was
hate that?
Yeah, really.
he was with my mother for 10 years, you know.
I know.
And
They
then-
said, was he married at the time?
No, he's
It
never
was like
married.
never
he
married.
was actually never married.
Oh.
Jill Rosenfeld is his
Business manager.
Yeah.
But they say that's his wife, but that's not.
Who knows?
He has commitment issues like your fucking husband, man. Your almost husband.
He is
Maybe you
my
should
own
worry about
husband.
whether or not you're married.
I should be worried about that. So you
just
have a
kidding.
relationship with him now and everything's good?
No, we
Oh.
don't have a relationship.
Oh, you don't?
No.
So, well,
the
that's
show has taken an unexpected turn.
It went
didn't
from
know that
comedy
when
to
you invited me
tragedy.
on?
Wait, I don't think I knew that. I didn't know that he still was that way. I knew that that was when you were younger.
But why would he not? See, this around his head. She's adorable.
I
It's his
know.
blood.
Beautiful girl,
Men
funny.
are such dicks.
Yeah.
Can I say that again? All you men in here are dicks. Because a woman can never pop a kid out and go, fuck you. I mean, there are rare.
Yeah, once in a great
One
while.
in every 10 million trillion.
I think it has
Bazillion.
something to do with the birthing process. That's what people have told. I just feel that like
You're
They're not
connected.
connected.
men, yeah,
you're
you're
connected.
just not connected.
But
And
doesn't
there's so many sperm, you know.
Exactly.
But you would still think he'd have a like a pride in you, you know?
And you're
Yeah.
a comic.
And he
you're
could
very
help
funny.
you, and he could say, "This is my daughter, the funny comic."
He could take this show right now and make it like so huge. He could just walk it into
Where
one
are you?
studio. It would be on tomorrow
Get his
all over
phone
TV.
number. Carrie, get on the phone with her father.
Say,
Oh my god! So how come you're not on drugs and a mess
Right,
and
like-
screwed up about
I'm a
men?
mess. I just conceal it really well.
You do? 'Cause you seem fine to me.
No, thank you. Thanks.
She's cute.
And what about, is your mother friendly with him or no? That's it.
No, you know they're not friendly. They're not.
This is horrible.
Yeah, they're not really
So
friendly.
let me ask you something. So you wrote a play. Your mother wrote a play about the relationship? with
Yeah,
your
she wrote
father?
a play about the relationship because she felt sort of like, you know, almost like Alice in Wonderland, where you're just swept off and you're off your feet and you're introduced to all these crazy characters
Right.
and show business. Like there's a scene in the show called Celebrity Seekers. It's all about how people would like approach him everywhere he goes, you know, and like the life of a celebrity. So it
Right.
comments on that a little bit,
Right.
you know. And there's like a cranky waitress who works at the Rascal House. It takes place in Miami Beach.
Oh, cool.
And the year, when I say the year, was 1977, and I play my mother.
Oh, you
Yeah.
do?
Oh, how
Yeah, and there's a
cute.
guy playing Jackie Mason.
And
Isn't
does-
that your boyfriend?
He was my boyfriend, was playing the part. That's how I met him.
Her boyfriend looks
sounds a
exactly
little
like her
like-
father,
she had
right?
to fuck him
Yeah.
for the role. She had to fuck him for the role.
Are you
'cause-
still
I had
together?
to see what it was like.
Are you
Yeah,
still-
we're together.
You are, and
Yeah,
he looks
and
like
he
your
looks like
father.
Jackie
Yeah, he looks a
Mason.
lot like my father. Now there's another guy playing the role, and it's going to Chicago soon.
Oh my God!
That's
Are you going to go
awesome.
to
Great.
Chicago with?
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
I
so
love
cool.
it. I love it.
And
That's
do you,
great.
does your father come off badly in the play?
No,
Or-
not really. No, it's just pretty honest. It's an honest depiction. You know, he's really cute. You see him do some of his act and stuff, and like he's, you know, like it's always played by a really cute guy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and it's like he's charming.
That must
in
be
the show,
great.
You know?
Is
having
there
to bang
singing?
your co-host
That's
every
really
new
nice.
co-host?
Is there singing? Is it a musical?
Oh, yeah, it is a musical.
Yeah, it is a musical.
There's singing.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
Do you sing?
I mean, if the price is right, yes.
Do you guys sing?
$10.
I sing.
You do?
I
Carrie, go
do.
ahead
Like
and sing
legitimately
something
you
right
sing?
now.
I can sing. Yeah.
Sing. What can you sing?
Carrie looks like she could sing.
Yeah.
I can sing. I can sing. I just
How about
need-
Live in La Vida
What's
Loca?
your-
Go ahead.
No, I can't sing "Live."
Do you have a go-to audition song? Like your 16 bars?
Well, yes, but there's no audition here.
I want to hear you sing. I sang in high school plays.
Naked.
That I was naked in Gay Dracula, but I didn't sing in that one.
Okay, I want to ask you now.
Yes.
Now, if this play now it's becoming a big success, right?
Yeah.
Yes. If the show starts making money, is he gonna swoop into like? Does he get royalties?
He
because
doesn't
it's
need
his
that
life?
money.
No, because you can, like, for example, what's his name? Liberace's lover wrote a whole movie about him. You know, you can write something about someone you were with. It's true. You know?
Okay, good.
And they
Yeah.
can't do anything about it, right?
No, they can't.
Good.
It's been checked out legally.
It's so weird because people love your father. Like he's
He's
so
lovable.
lovable. He's on stage going.
He is very lovable, yeah.
He's so lovable, and I remember seeing his show a couple of times. I'm like, wow, I like that guy. But then he doesn't do right by his kid. It pisses me off.
Well, you know, look at Bill Cosby. He's lovable, too.
I know. I think comics.
Yeah.
I
A lot
think
of people like
comics,
Hitler.
It's true. But now, Marion Grodin, you have a different situation because your father's very supportive.
Who I love to death.
Yeah, I love him too.
I
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
love him.
Yeah.
Can I
He
tell
was
you?
great.
my favorite.
He's great.
A favorite
There's
of
nobody like him.
My
no,
top-
You're exactly like
I'm
him.
actually not really. I'm sort of like him, but I'm very different on stage. Right, Sheba? I'm different on stage. I mean, I'm wild and edgy, and
and he's
You're
more
great
deadpan.
on stage.
he's more deadpan. Thank
Yeah.
you.
But
Thank you,
you
sweetheart.
look like him. You
Yeah.
both look like your dad.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm not stripping anybody who looks like my father, though. That's Sheba's arena. I'm going to leave that to Sheba.
But your father's
Listen, it's
always-
hard to meet men. What do you want?
And I know. I'm single. At least you're stripping.
You were married though. How'd
I
that
was
go?
married.
How's
Well,
that
I'm divorced. Let's leave it at that. That sort of speaks volumes.
I met him. I remember he was cute.
He is cute.
He's cute, and you were cute, and two of you were cute together.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I won't
All
delve.
right.
Yeah.
I won't delve. So let me ask you this: easy or hard having a famous father?
Both. I would say it's both. I think what's hard about it for me, truthfully, is growing up I felt like I was famous. And you haven't done anything yet. Like, you
Oh.
haven't appeared, and yet you think that sort of stardust kind of rubs off on you.
Right.
So I think it was kind of like a rude awakening to understand that I had to do what everyone else had to do, because there's a certain kind of entitlement, honestly, that can come with, I go to these parties and I'm around these famous people, but it's not really my life.
Right.
So that was
Right.
that was something to wake up into, having to do $25 spots and all the shit that we all have to do.
But you were a rich kid too, right? You were like,
no, my mother was poor.
oh, you lived
Now
with
wait,
your
your
my
mother
mother
and
was poor.
father. You didn't grow
My
up
par-
with your dad.
My parents divorced when I was
Oh,
5.
I didn't know that. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
and
there siblings?
I grew
No?
up with. I have a half brother. I grew up with my mother and saw my father a lot on the weekends and on the West Coast and going to California. But my mother didn't really have money, so it was a very kind of bipolar life.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
Yeah, she was a woodworker. She was a macrobiotic cabinet maker. Seriously, seriously. I know it sounds like it
hilarious.
sounds like shtick, but she really was.
How did he meet her? Sorry.
They were in acting class. They were in acting class in
His
Pittsburgh.
cabinet broke. No.
They exactly. No, they were in acting class together at the Pittsburgh Playhouse, and they got together and they moved to New York, and they had me, and she stopped acting and he continued, and she raised me, and I saw him a lot, and she built furniture.
That is
Wow.
a crazy
She could
story.
make a hell of a chair.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Then he had somewhere to sit.
So now, with your father, why being like I'm the type of kid that is relentless on give me, give me, give me,
Right.
and I would have been like, put me in the movie, put me in it, put me in it.
Right.
He was in some fucking great movies.
Yeah, but who was I going to be in Midnight Run? The bounty hunter? Like, who was I going to be?
No,
Okay,
that's
that is,
true.
by the way, one of my the top
it's a good
3
movie.
movies of all time.
Yes.
The best.
It's the funniest Robert De Niro and him
But
together.
her father made that the
It was their chemistry. It was
right.
it was
It
him
was
and
their
De Niro. It was their
chemistry.
chemistry. And a lot of it was improv, which a lot of people don't know, which was really cool. A lot of it was just they came up with it in the moment.
Which is what you do
Yeah,
on
that's
stage.
my thing.
That's your
It
your
is
strongest suit
that's
is
my
that
love.
you just
Yes.
I used to watch your father on the Tonight Show.
Amazing.
Where he would just he would just come out like in this kind of I don't know how to explain it, like aggressive, but it was mock aggressive,
Right,
angry,
right.
making Johnny feel uncomfortable and just saying these
He
things.
always seemed really pissed off.
Yes.
And he would say stuff like, "You don't care about my life. Don't ask me about my life." And then
That's
he was very eccentric, and he would claim that he washed his cheese. And then I'd go to school, and people would say, "Is he washing his cheese?" And I would say, "Yes, it's none of your business." The other thing was, he was such a good actor that he was in The Heartbreak Kid, and he plays this guy who leaves his Jewish wife for a shiksa goddess played by Sybil Shepherd, and he was so convincing that I'd go to school and people would say, "That's horrible that he left her." I said, "It's not a fucking documentary. It was a movie." Rosemary's Baby, he turned Mia Farrow back to the witches. They thought he did
yeah,
that.
I forget he was in
Wow.
that
He
movie.
was in a lot of
Catch-22, I think he
stuff.
raped someone and threw them out the window. Yeah, so it was school was hard because people really thought he was a rapist and a leaver and washed his cheese.
I can't believe he played a rapist. I
Yeah.
never saw that one.
I think he did that before he threw out the window.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you get that from him, right? The improv.
Absolutely, she's
Both my
fucking
parents
hilarious.
were really funny.
Really? Your mom
Yeah,
was
my
too?
mother was really funny also, so I get it from both of them. She just wasn't famous.
Wow. Okay. But then now I was watching this tape of you at Stand Up New York, and it was like it was a talk. It wasn't
Right.
you doing
It's
comedy.
like motivational.
It was a motivational thing, and it was incredibly motivational. And it was about you overcoming addictions.
right.
Do you want to talk about it?
I'm fine to talk about that.
So you started with alcohol, right? Is
I
that
started with pot.
Oh, pot,
And then
okay.
by the time I was 17, I was full-blown teenage alcoholic.
okay?
And then other stuff. And then I got clean. I've been clean and sober for 28 plus years.
That is amazing.
Thanks.
Now, let me ask you, when people say, like, pot's a gateway drug, do you believe that, or you think that's bullshit, or what do you think?
It's definitely not bullshit, but I also think that you can fuck up your life enough just with pot.
Right.
You know, you may not go out and stab anyone, but you're not going to get off the couch either.
Manny, are you
So-
listening?
Look at Manny. I make my point.
But the thing that I thought was interesting when you were talking about addictions is that you said, you know, when you got off alcohol, you got off pot,
Right.
and then you met a guy on crack, and you're
Right.
like, well, I can do crack because
Right.
that's not my
Not
thing that I'm
alcohol.
addicted to.
Right. So that's the craziness with addiction is, in my mind, it wasn't the things I was addicted to. It was just crack. So they call it changing seats on the Titanic. And I really thought because it wasn't alcohol and it wasn't the Coke I was used to and it wasn't pot that it was okay to do. So that's the crazy addict mindset, denial, all that stuff. But actually, not to get completely serious, but just to
You
say,
can.
what happened was my mom got sick.
Right.
And I basically took care of her, and she passed. And when she went, I wanted to go too,
Oh.
and was using and using and using,
Okay.
and got to a place where I couldn't really use enough to get out of my feelings, and so I hit a bottom, and I ended up in recovery,
Wow.
which is a blessing.
And now you're amazing.
You are. That's
You know,
why you're
I-
funny.
I
Thank
could
you.
relate to her because when people say, because when I was young, I never smoked pot because
Yeah.
I did once and I flipped out.
Okay,
But I used to drink.
Yeah.
Until I blacked out.
right.
Oh, that's not good.
And then I would wake up like with a black eye. They're like, you don't remember what you did?
right.
The
Harry.
bouncer punched you in the face. I'm like, you did?
Right.
What'd I do? Well, you spit at him. Okay.
Right.
So
Very.
this went on, and then I got a DWI. DWI.
DWI. Okay.
I got arrested for
You got
drunk
arrested?
driving. I was 5 minutes from home. I got arrested for drunk driving. I got arrested for assaulting an officer and resisting arrest because I jumped out of the car.
Wow.
No,
Now,
Carrie.
when you're in handcuffs
Harry, I
like
love
this, right?
Yes.
There are no doorknobs on the back seats.
Right.
He's in the back with another cop car. They're chit chat for fucking an hour. I'm a little drunk. I want to get out. I have high heels on. I climb over the seat.
Oh no.
And now he's got a briefcase, a gun,
Get
everything's
out of here.
Everything goes down. I messed up all his paperwork. I get out of the car and I'm running
Did they
With
taser you?
handcuffs?
And now,
my
get
God.
this.
Did they tase
No,
you?
he did not tase me
Okay.
because this was
Pre-tase?
brutality.
Okay.
So I'm like running in the woods of like the Long Island Expressway. You know, whatever, Long Island Expressway woods. So I'm running.
I don't think people knew there were Long Island Expressway woods.
There are.
But you ran like into a bush.
I ran into the tree,
Okay.
into the
All
woods.
right,
So
all
I'm
right.
thinking,
You saw
I'm out of
foliage.
this. I'm out of
Right.
this. And I'm running like this, you know, and you're thinking you're running like really fast,
Right.
but you're really not.
No, you're drunk.
All of a sudden, I feel I get yanked. He grabbed
Oh
my
my God.
my hair, and he yanked me back, and I fell back on both my arms.
Wow.
So these here felt like they broke off.
Oh,
Oh.
my God.
So he turns me around, grabs me, and I was a skinny little thing.
How old were you?
I was like 26.
Oh.
Lifts me up, and I go,
Oh.
Carrie!
Wow.
I'm very nasty when I
Chutzpah.
drink.
Yeah.
They used to call me Caravasai. It was Carrie Caravasai. Like, they'd go to a guy, the guy'd be trying to get me drunk, and they'd be like, I wouldn't do that if I were you. That's Caravasai. She's going to turn into Caravasai. I would get violent.
Did
so
they,
I would.
did
I
they
would-
arrest? Did they take you in?
He arrested me. He lifted me. My shoes were like dangling, and I spit at him, and I fucking cursed him out.
Carrie.
And you know what this fuck did? He hooked me on to.
The back of a door.
I'm standing up in the thing like this.
In what thing? What do you...
In the precinct. I'm like this.
Oh my
And
God.
I'm like, I gotta pee. And all you heard was like, Schultz. I go 20 years of prep school and all fucked down the drain because Schultz had a bad day. Don't stand behind Schultz. He's a fag. And I was just doing all these things.
God.
And back in the day, you could smoke. So everybody's smoking in the precinct. And I'd be like, I need a cigarette. So all these young, hot-looking cops, like, where is he? That hot-looking bastard he is, would come by and give me a puff out of their cigarette. And they're like, you got to stop talking because he's gonna get you for so many
What
things.
were you hooked on? You said they lifted you up. Were you hooked?
They're like round hooks.
And you were.
And they
were your feet off
you're-
the ground?
No.
Oh.
My feet were on the ground,
Oh.
but my arm was up.
Right.
So I couldn't
Oh,
sit
I see.
down.
I see.
Try doing that drunk for 2.5 hours.
Oh, it's
not
horrible.
fun.
God.
It was so it's humiliating. You got to take off your clothes, bend over, touch your toe.
What do
They
you
go in
mean?
your-
Why?
They go.
That's
Do
what
they
goes
go
in
in
your
your hiney?
ass?
They just check you.
Yeah, your
And then-
cavities, your
and then-
vaginal
now,
and your
meanwhile-
anal cavities.
Who does it? A girl?
I
I don't know,
I
but
was
I've been
a-
single so long it doesn't sound that bad. To be honest.
It was a big black cup.
It was
But
a man
it was
went
a
in your
woman, a
vagina?
woman. They don't
wow.
touch you.
They don't?
But
They
then
just
I
look?
found out that all my friends who have gotten DWIs, none of them got strip search. No one I know has
You're
gotten
very
strip-
attractive.
Maybe that is it.
I don't know what it was, but maybe I'm on some kind of sick surveillance cameras. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her.
They were,
But
they were
anyway,
teaching you a lesson.
So when that happened to me, plus I used to smoke,
Right.
that was it. I think I just quit drinking at 27, like a year later. I quit drinking cold turkey. And then a year after that, I quit smoking.
Did
Wow.
you go to AA or any meetings?
I had to by court of law, by court appointed. But it wasn't even that. I just was like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's taken over my life where I was
Right.
acting like an idiot. So I stopped
Yeah.
drinking. But because my personality is, I could get addicted to anything.
Right.
Coffee.
I'm very
That's
addicted.
how I am. I'm addicted
I'm very addictive.
Gambling.
I'm on Jenny
gambling.
Craig because I couldn't stop eating.
Yeah. Oh.
Well,
okay,
you
so
have the same personality. Like,
Yeah.
if I go into a casino, it's
Right,
over. I'm
right,
taking your money,
yeah.
my money, and her money.
I never
and-
had the gambling thing, but I have the food thing. And if I hear Freebird
Yeah.
and I'm driving, I have to pull over because I want to do a bong hit so desperately.
It was just in my head all the time
That you
I
wanted to
wanted
drink?
it, and it was at 5 o'clock. Could I drink
Right.
now? My kid's on the bus. Could
Right.
could I drink it? Would it be weird if I drank at 9? Would people think I was an alcoholic if I drank at 9 in
Right.
the morning? You know, and then I would wait and wait and wait, and then if I got to the liquor store late, I would start crying because if it was closed, I'm banging on the door. I'm sitting in the car. I'm crying. I go to every other place.
Yeah,
you know,
because kids can make you drink.
I feel like
no, kids can make you drink.
I
Do
believe
you have kids?
My kids can make you drink.
You have kids?
Yeah, 2 of them.
your
How
kids
old are
made
they?
me drink.
They're 10, and my son's going to be 12. So they're like a year apart.
Aw.
They're
Yeah,
still not
oh.
like.
Sweet.
Or for me?
No, I'm like
Yeah,
it's
they
sweet.
are.
I'm happy for
Look,
you.
they are the greatest
lot of
thing.
work.
They are the greatest thing in the world.
Right.
Yes.
Okay?
But,
But-
they break you.
But I
But-
don't recommend it. No, I'm not. Plus, we're an overpopulated country. I just think if you don't have to. No, I'm kidding. They are the greatest thing in the world. They
so
are, but they
your
can make you
argument
drink.
for you not having kids is that the world is overpopulated. That's what we're supposed to believe.
No.
Yeah.
They are the greatest thing, but they can make you drink because they're fighting all day long. And you're
Right.
like, you know what? I'm going to beat the shit out of your father when he gets home tonight because I can't hit you guys, but I'm going to beat the shit out of him.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you smoke pot?
No, I
Everything. You
freaked
stopped
out. I
everything.
stopped everything. I'm like
Sheba,
the
you
most
smoke?
boring person.
And if it's there.
Yeah.
But you don't really have an addictive personality.
I've had a DUI before.
Oh.
Yeah, when I was like 20. She's happy. Look at this.
Okay, everybody.
I'm the only one who's sober, and I never had a DUI.
But I am actually sober. But you know what I was thinking? But it may actually, your little talk changed my mind because I've been thinking, I feel like I need to turn off my brain a little bit.
Right.
So I'm thinking maybe I should get some pot.
Uh-huh.
But like the medical ones, because I'm thinking maybe that's because the last time I did pot, I went fucking cuckoo for
What is
cocaine.
I
your
get paranoid.
what is your medical condition exactly?
I don't know what it is, but
She's
I feel
engaged for 15 years.
That was the answer. Long-term
I'm-
engagement.
I can't turn off my brain at night. I can't turn off my. I'm anxious all the time.
But you know, pot can make it worse because you can
It
get
can?
stoned and think, I'm not breathing, I forgot how to breathe.
That's how I was when I
Right.
was. But
Right. Why don't you try meditation? Calm the fuck down.
Carrie,
That was so soothing, Carrie.
She's-
Thank you.
Carrie knows how to talk to me to get me to calm down.
I just felt, can you imagine a meditation tape with her going, calm the fuck down?
Calm down.
I know,
Knock
maybe
it
I-
off.
Maybe I do need to meditate. Do
Didn't you
meditate?
see when Tina Turner got her ass kicked in the movie?
That's true. She
and then
did.
she meditated.
Nam Yoho Renge
I did
Kyo.
Nam
She's
Myoho.
Buddhist.
Yes.
She's Buddhist.
I did Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, but then those fucking Buddhists, no offense to the Buddhists, were trying to get me to do
No offense
human,
when you go fucking Buddhist.
but because they wanted me to do the human pyramid and all this kind
What
of.
is that?
I don't know what kind of Buddhism this was. I think this
Yeah,
was like
you got
fake Bud-
rooked again.
Yeah, it was one of these
They were the
cults.
Harry
It
Christmas.
sounds like Amway. It doesn't
It's
actually
exactly
sound
what
like
it was.
Buddhism.
And the guy told me, this is how the guy got me into it. He goes, well, this is like a weird story, but he said to me, it was a comic I knew. I wish I could remember his name, I'd tell you. He was a comic, and he goes, do you ever feel sad? And I go, yeah, sometimes. He goes, do you ever get depressed? I go, yeah. It's exactly how they get you into Scientology. I go, yeah, sometimes I'm depressed. He goes, have you ever thought about killing yourself? And I stupidly said, well, yeah, there was a year where blah, blah, blah. And he goes, I have the answer for you. And I'm like, really? And he goes, yeah, you'll never feel that way again. And you just come to these meetings, and you'd go to these meetings, and it's all like, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge. Okay, so you're sitting in these fucking meetings.
I
and
can't
you're-
even say it.
You're in somebody's fucking living room, and they go, who wants to share? And then all these people stand up, and they go, my life is so different because Buddhism made me like get Yankee baseball tickets. That was
Yeah,
one of the
would,
things.
I would take a gun and blow my head
Well,
off after
so-
the first fucking meeting.
So when I
Doesn't
tried
sound
to get out
relaxing.
of it, they would call me every day, like 6 times a day. We need you back at the meetings. They won't let you go.
Was there money involved?
They wanted you to go on the street and give out pamphlets and get collections.
You're a Hare
Right.
Krishna.
That's what
Right.
it was.
It's like, yeah.
So me and Buddhism are probably not.
I
They would
don't
have to
think
be-
that's Buddhism.
Yeah, I
though.
don't
That's
think-
a hustle. That was
Yeah,
a
that
hustle.
was a-
Actual
Oh,
Buddhism. I
that's
think
to
is
be
a good
booty.
thing.
And
Yeah,
here's
so-
the thing the guy said to me when I said I was leaving the, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. The comic called me up and he goes, well, you better think twice. I go, why is that? He goes, because now all those feelings about wanting to kill yourself are going to come back.
Oh, okay.
And I said to him,
That's not very Buddhist.
I
of
said,
him.
what you just said to me is a fucking bullshit, and
Right.
don't ever talk to me. Like, I knew what he was
Well,
doing.
your first mistake was to believe a comic in anything.
And he wasn't a funny comic.
He was an
the
MC?
wor- He was the worst. He used to.
What's wrong with MC?
Marion takes MC
Not on the
to a
road.
higher
I do
level.
take
You
it to
do.
a whole
No,
other
it depends
level.
on where
Different.
you MC. If you
I
MC in the city, that's not an MC. If you MC at like the firehouse in Farmingdale,
I'm gonna disagree because
that's like we ran out of
because I
budget.
actually just hosted the Firehouse in Farmingdale, and I was magnificent.
Well, you're an exception.
Well, you'll be good anywhere you go.
You are very fucking
No,
fun.
but
Yeah.
just to
We do
say,
wanna
I
say-
think hosting is underestimated, and I think people can be fabulous, and it's a skill set, and a lot of people can't do it.
I
Correct.
agree.
I
I
will say
agree
that.
with
A
you.
good
And you're
MC
hitting the stage when people are not
Cold.
lubricated with
Cold.
alcohol yet,
Yes.
so you
Yeah.
have to be able to really bring it. A lot of people suck and have no ability to do it, but those of us that can, I shouldn't say, but people who can do it, I won't say me, but very talented.
You, come on.
You know, can fucking do it.
You are.
It's
you
another
are.
thing.
No, Peter Bales also is a very good
Yes.
host.
He says he doesn't even want to headline, or he says he doesn't like the pressure. He likes to go on first because he feels it's. To me,
The
I
fir-
hate going
no,
on first.
The first, right, because it's hard.
Angelo
It's hard.
Lozado,
It's very
amazing,
hard.
amazing MC.
It's very hard to MC because you are taking the whole show on your back,
Right.
and you've got to wake them up
I
and
just
make
did
them
it at
laugh.
Gotham. It's 250 people at 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's-
Good luck. Good
Yeah,
luck.
that's a horrible time.
Yeah.
To have
And it
to
was
get people.
great. It was fabulous, you know. But they
But
were
you're
good.
talented.
Thank you.
Now take Manny for instance.
Yeah.
Manny MCs, right, Manny?
He's on the phone with Jay Leno. Jay Leno called Manny because what happened, Manny? Some guy
It
told
was
him.
the wrong number.
I'm friendly with his warm-up comedian.
He's friendly with the warm-up comedian.
Who's his
and
warm-up guy?
His warm-up guy from the Tonight Show was Bob Perlow.
Okay.
Bob Perlow told Jay his retarded friend, Manny, is a big fan. Can you please give him a call?
Stop it.
So he called you?
Yes.
How was it?
He loved it. He actually got him backstage. He got him preferred parking.
beautiful.
Really?
Yeah, he got pictures.
We pulled up to the front, and then the security guard goes, "You have to go around back." And Darcy Novick goes, "Yeah, but we're going to see Jay." He goes, "I know." Jay said he's waiting for Manny around back.
Woo!
Yeah, he was waiting
Really?
for Manny around. No,
Nice.
he's actually nice,
I'm
Jay Leno.
surprised he was. I mean, I shouldn't say I'm surprised he's nice, but
No, he's a mensch. I did a fundraising
Really?
thing, and he donates a lot of money to charity.
but what about in that book, Late Night or Late? They kind of made him out to be not so nice.
Well, maybe
Well,
Because
what's
he
the
stole it from
circumstance?
Letterman?
It's
It was
also
him-
what's the circumstance.
He was trying. He took the show away from Letterman, supposedly.
But who
Yeah,
wouldn't
but
do
they
that?
said Joan Rivers took the show away from Johnny Carson, you know, because they offered her a thing. What was she supposed to do? Turn it down?
I think what she did was right, but I don't know.
Because it was competing with Johnny Carson, like after he was so good
I
to
would have
her.
never done that to Johnny Carson.
I wouldn't have either. I think that.
Fuck that.
I
I,
didn't-
think that was wrong.
The-
He made her who she was,
She says
right?
he never
Like-
spoke to her again. Ever.
Yeah, but let me ask this: if it had been a man,
Yes.
and a man was on Johnny Carson and was showcased that way, and was then given an opportunity to have a show, don't you think the man would have taken it? And don't you think people would have hated him less than they hated her?
Yes, I feel like people thought
True.
because she's a girl that she should have been completely grateful to him.
Yes, and subjugated
maybe
her own
Anybody,
power.
girl or guy. Here's what does
I think
bother
it's more
me.
pronounced because she's
She-
female.
What he got mad, probably, because they hate us, because we're the superpower on this fucking planet. But what I didn't like about it was she didn't go to him and say, "Listen, Johnny, these people came to me. Like you're my friend.
Right.
You just hooked me up.
Right.
You're giving me. He would have given her his show when he retired.
Okay, but
Yeah.
here's the
Maybe,
thing.
Yeah.
Hold
maybe,
on.
Go
maybe
ahead, and I'll
not.
tell you my opinion.
So now I would have
Yeah,
said,
why
"Look,
didn't she go
here-
to him?
Here's what, look. This is what should I do? Tell me what to do." And that way, at least she gave him a head. She completely went behind his back,
Yeah.
didn't tell anybody.
That's
and
not
then,
good.
And then went on the same exact time as him, like competing
Right,
with
up
him.
against
Yeah.
him.
That's a little douchey.
okay, here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
I
All
ran
right,
into
Patty.
Joan.
I don't want to know because you're going to douche me.
No, I'm not. No, I ran into Joan Rivers and I talked to her backstage because someone brought me backstage because she was opening for somebody. So I said to her, "You're my hero. I think you're the funniest person ever. I went into comedy because of you, blah, blah, blah." And she goes, this is the first thing she goes to me. She goes, stop. And then she goes, Did you read Johnny Carson's book? And I go, the book about Johnny Carson that came out, the biography. And it's not, he didn't write it. Somebody wrote about him. And I go, not yet, but I'm going to buy it. She goes, he was a complete prick. She goes, like she's still talking. This is like right before she died. I saw her like 2 months before she died. And I read the book, and the book was based, she said, everyone said that I was so bad for doing that, because she was talking about the book. And you read about the book, but she was saying, that the guy was kind of a prick. So I think she felt like, I've seen her on interviews where she said, I didn't know. Maybe he would have tried to ruin the deal for me because he wasn't necessarily my friend. You know what I mean? So maybe she didn't trust him.
I think he was known to be a prick.
Her show didn't last.
No, it didn't because her
husband committed suicide.
Her husband committed suicide because of it, because she got canned. And she and her husband
like it was his fault.
Were splitting up because of it. They had a big, huge marital rift.
But here's the crazy thing.
Go ahead.
They played themselves in the movie about themselves.
So
if they ever make a movie about Charles Grodin, which I don't think, and Jackie, can you imagine there's Sheba and I as ourselves like little babe, whatever happened to baby Jane, like me playing myself as a 9-year-old? Put on the curly wig.
That was very weird, that movie.
Very weird.
And then they played when the father died in the movie.
Right.
That was really
real.
Who played was it anyone known who played the husband?
I don't remember. I just remember when that came out and the newspapers were very like, this is hard. Like people thought it was very tasteless.
Right.
But Joan Rivers was a little crazy. But, with trying to get ahead, she just was so driven. Like she would do anything to get ahead.
But in fairness to her, look at the climate. Look at what she was up against.
Right.
It's different now, and not to say that it's so great now, but when she was doing it, you were really in the minority.
Yeah. Well, what do you think now for girls? Do girls getting stage time? What do you think?
What do you think, Sheeb?
I think that there's still barriers for sure.
I do too.
And yet the biggest star is Amy Schumer, so she did.
I know she got plucked out. That's true.
Yeah. But there's definitely some barriers. There's a lot of bookers who say, "Oh, only one woman per show."
You know what I can't stand? I can't stand that people see a few famous women and generalize that and assume that it's easy
enough.
for women.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
it's enough. And because if you go to any comedy club, for every 10 men, there's one woman.
Yeah.
And that's just the truth.
That's right.
And there are also bookers that won't headline women because they say people call the club and say, we'll come when it's a man.
That's true.
It's harder to get headlined.
I've had people say to me, I can't believe this woman came. She goes, I can't believe you were funny because my husband and I, we were going to leave when we saw it was a woman headliner.
Right.
But it's a woman saying it to me. Why would a woman not think a woman's going to be
Well,
funny?
people also think
been
it's
so
a compliment
brainwashed.
to say, I never thought women were funny.
Right.
Oh, but I like
you,
you.
and
yeah.
they don't realize, like, it's such a backhanded dig. It's meant to be a compliment, but it's offensive.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, we all know that women are funnier than men. Right.
Well, I'll say this. You'll see men that are mediocre in a club
Yes.
where if a woman was putting out what they were putting out, she would never be brought back. And that's definitely
Let's
true.
name them. Okay.
Or they say like,
Go ahead,
women,
Carrie.
you can't follow each other because you're this. I don't want to put two girls back to back, because it's like the same. And you could be two completely different people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I used to do?
What?
Because Tom and Genio, the most
Whoa!
miserable crybaby. When you talk to Tom, this is what you hear. That's all. I go, Tom, is there ever a time you're not fucking crying? Is there ever? Now, he's a talent agent. He books a lot of rooms. So I would be like, can I?
Not Rooms Carrie apparently is going to be playing anytime soon.
Carrie
Good.
says this to his face, though.
Yeah.
Right?
I do.
She says it to his
Sometimes
face.
I'm not
I
afraid of
love
him. I'll
that.
slap the shit out of
I
him.
love you.
So he would go. I'd be like,
slap
I'm
the
bringing
shit
my
out of
own
him.
opening act, and he's like, who? I need to know who. I need to know. I'm like, don't worry, whoever I bring is gonna be funny. And he'd be like, can't be a girl. I'm like, okay, no problem.
God.
Terrible.
So I go to him one time. I was doing Tuxedo Junction.
Right,
I remember
right.
Tuxedo
Sick of
Junction.
you name dropping.
It's
Nanny can only hope to play the Junction.
Okay,
24
still
seats
there?
in the room,
I
right?
don't even know. No, it was big. It was
Tuxedo
no,
Junction.
it wasn't that
rooms.
big. It was whatever.
Shitty,
Whatever
horrible.
it was. It was
It's
in
another shitty
Tuxedo.
road room.
Right. It was Tuxedo, Connecticut, but whatever. So I go, I'm bringing Dean Edwards. This was before
I
Dean.
don't know Dean Edwards.
He's
he was-
fabulous.
He's
He is.
amazing.
He's great.
He's fabulous.
And then he later on went on to getting
Saturday Night Live.
Oh.
So I go, I'm bringing Dean Edwards. Okay, bringing Dean Edwards, whatever I had. And then meanwhile, the whole time I was not bringing Dean Edwards. I'm bringing Cynthia Levin. But
You're so sneaky.
I'm a
Who
bitch.
bears no resemblance to Dean Edwards, who's a large black man, and Cynthia's a little Jew.
Right.
Yes.
So, well, she's not that little. She's tall.
She's
She's tall,
She's funny.
but
But
she's not mistakable for
fucking
Dean Edwards.
hilarious.
Right,
Yes.
yes.
She is so
Yes.
underrated. This fucking girl,
Right,
Cynthia
I
Levin,
agree.
should have been a superstar.
Yep.
Yes.
But whatever.
Pretty, too. Very pretty, too.
Yeah, she has
of
that
course.
Julia Roberts kind of
Yes, with the big hair and the...
So So now I go up there, and the owner comes out and he goes, "Where's Dean Edwards?" I go, "Oh, there was a track fire."
You
And
did not.
I swear to God, there was a track fire, and luckily Cynthia was available. I ran downtown and I picked her up, and he goes, "Oh, thank God." He goes, I go, because he wasn't making the show tonight.
Right.
There was no way. So she goes up and she just rips the fucking room a new ass. And the guy's like, "Oh my God, you're so funny, you're so talented," whatever. And we go on, we leave. They're all happy, everybody's happy. I get a phone call Monday.
Aw.
"Are you fucking kidding me?" "Yes. I go, "Tom, did she not kill? Did he not? Was he not happy?" He goes, "They loved the show. They said the show was a great show." I'm like, "Why are you crying?"
You
Shut
went
up.
against
He goes, "You did this on purpose." I go, "No, I didn't." I go, "Dean
There was
Edwards
a
called me
track
on-"
fire.
There was a track fire. Because remember, the subways always
That is really
the subways
Brilliant.
always had track fires. Always.
Oh my
And they
God.
weren't like written about.
That's funny. What about worst gigs? What are your girls' worst gigs? Any nightmare gigs?
We have 5
Oh,
minutes.
5 minutes. I wanna
one
hear
of
your
my
worst.
worst gigs was I was a pretty new comic, and it sounds like I'm saying I was pretty, doesn't? I was a pretty new comic.
Well, you were and
You
are
were.
a pretty.
And
and
comic.
I had my own show at the Duplex. And we
I
would bar,
remember
we
that.
would
I
stand on
remember
the
too.
corner and we would say, "Come into the show. We've got comics from Conan and Letterman and whatever." Meanwhile, we had seen Conan and Letterman. We had televisions. Nobody had been on anything. And so we got up into the room to do the show, and there was this Puerto Rican lady, and she's sitting there, and she's got on a red dress and a little purse. And I don't know from really doing stand-up. I'm very new. And I'm talking to her, and later that became my thing, being able to talk to the audience in improv, but I was new to it, and she's looking at me, and I'm trying to get her to engage with me, and nothing, stonewalling me, and I can't turn away. Like,
And
the
it's
more,
funny because you were right on Stonewall.
Right, and the more she's stonewalling me, the more I can't turn away from her, and finally she says, "Why are you talking to me?" I said, "What?" She goes, "Why are you talking to me? You don't have no jokes?" And I didn't have any jokes. And I started crying on stage. And she was like, "You don't have no jokes." And she goes, "And plus your clothes is wrinkly. You didn't iron?" And I'm like, "I didn't iron and I don't have any jokes." She's like, "You're wrinkly and you don't have jokes." So I learned not to be wrinkly and to have a joke or two.
That is hilariously sad.
You don't have no jokes? And you wrinkly. That's your clothes. They don't even look right. You wrinkly.
I remember that show. You had it for the longest time.
And I had great people. Judy Gold came and did it, and Ted Alexandro,
And my father had the restaurant right across the
I
street.
remember that.
Carrabba's.
I remember that. And I met you,
Carrabba's.
and I thought this is a beautiful, sexy woman, which you still very much are. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Carrie, your shitty gig.
Plastic surgery.
Shitty
Shitty gig, all of them.
I know. I was going to say there's the time. There's one that stands out though. Come on, one really shitty gig.
What takes the cake?
God,
Did you
go
ever
to
cr-
Sheba?
You
I
never
don't
cry.
remember.
Okay, we'll go with Sheba first.
I was trying to think. There's just so many shitty gigs.
Yeah.
It's like really
Yeah.
hard to.
I mean,
there was one that I did that was so deep in Brooklyn that you thought it was New Jersey. It was a fundraiser, some kind of a weird fundraiser. Everybody was so wasted. By the time I went on, there was like all lesbians in the audience. For some reason, it was like all these random lesbians, and they were like doing shot and like trying to make me do shots. And this woman came on stage, and the only way that I could get through this, I decided, was if I simulated going down on her.
Oh, very
That's a good
nice.
idea.
And it worked. I was like, I have to just do something to get this woman off stage. So it was just like a fake thing. They were really raucous, really wild. It
And
was
this is the story of how
really
Sheba
against
became
my
a
grain.
lesbian.
I didn't want to do it, but after that, they finally paid attention, and I got
Yeah.
through the show.
That is so funny.
Carrie, what was your worst?
I can't remember. Like I have this memory thing. I can't remember
Right.
shit.
Right.
You're
But
going to
I-
think of it later.
I probably will, but go ahead, do one.
Okay,
You must have.
I have a million
few.
shitty gigs. I got one where I was run off the road by a guy who was in the audience that I had gotten at. And then I already told the one about the guy who looked like a fat Liza Minnelli, and I told him to shut the fuck up. But then there was another one. This was my worst one. I don't know if I told this on here. I might have told it on Kevin Brennan's. If I told it, tell me I told it. That's like my daughter. When I repeat a story, my daughter goes, "Heard it!" Like, shut up. So I'll go, "No, you didn't hear. Heard it!" Okay, so anyway, that's my youngest daughter. She's so rude to me. And it'll be in front of other people. I'll be like, "Oh, you know that? Heard it!" Okay, so anyway. So I did this gig.
I like her.
I know. She reminds me of you a little bit. She's really feisty, very sexy, and she thinks she's hot shit. I mean, not that you think you're.
I
But
think we
she's-
all know what you meant,
she's-
Patty.
My daughter is super confident, like Carrie. She like walks in a room and she's like, that's my. But anyway, so I did this place, White Lake. Did I talk about White Lake? I go to White Lake, and they go, you can. It's a Jewish place, not the other Jewish place I talk about. And they go, talk about anything you want. I go, I don't know. It's like a Jewish room because I did another Jewish room. I did really badly. No, say whatever you want. Lisa Lampanelli was here. She said cunt. So I'm like, all right, if Lisa Lampanelli said cunt, I don't say cunt. So he goes, you're going to kill, this guy who booked it. I go, okay, great. I get there, all the little nice Jewish people, they're all dressed nice, and I have to go up. And the guy goes, hey, you don't mind if there's a guy, the son of one of the women who's a member of this Jewish club, is going to sing a few songs.
Oh.
I know. And I go, oh, really? He wants to go up before me? He doesn't want to go up after me? No, it's good. He's just going to do a couple of songs. He was up there for fucking 40 minutes. 40 minutes. He looked like Barry Manilow with the short
He
sleeve
did the
shirt.
entire album.
He was doing all Yiddish songs like
Right.
and there was one that was like mama, mama, and the people were like going oh mama, and they're all singing along. They're like oh, all these Jewish, and I'm like not Jewish now. And so then he finally finishes after like 40 minutes. He goes good night. He literally gets a standing ovation. A standing ovation. They're like woo, and they go okay, now you're comic Patty Rossborough. Who's Irish Catholic? No. So it brings me up, and I do my first joke to dead silence, my second joke to dead silence. I couldn't buy a fucking laugh.
You should have just said cunt.
I know I should have. Like, I was
Should have opened
panicking.
and closed with cunt.
It was when I first met Kevin. He's in the room. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, not just dying, but like I literally didn't get one laugh. But what I didn't realize was that the Hasidic Jews with the things had come in the back, and the regular Jews felt uncomfortable laughing at sex jokes
Right.
in front of Hasidic Jews.
Right, they do.
So I'm in the car literally just crying on the way. I'm like, I have to give up comedy. I hate my life. I suck. And then Joe Rapp called me the next day, and he goes, hey, don't worry. He woke me up in the morning. Don't worry. I know you thought you bobbed, but the regular Jews said you were fine. It was just a religious Jew. It was a whole Jewish thing. I have the worst fucking... But anyway, that was... He goes, I have the worst fucking gigs. Don't I, Patty? So anyway, that was
I
my
have a
worst gig.
great one.
Okay, go ahead. I knew you would
All
remember.
right, I'm going up to Lake Ontario Playhouse.
Oh, my God, yes.
Oh, I've done all these rooms.
Oh,
It's so
horrible.
funny.
Horrible.
So I again bring Rachel Feinstein, who's brand new. She's like a little dove, right?
You
She's
took her under your wing.
I did take her right under, and we drove up, and we had to pick up R.C. Smith. I'm sorry.
Harry, I am friends with R.C. Smith, I will say. Harry.
I can't even say the name. So, now look, my nose is bleeding. I can't. So I'm up at the Playhouse, and I'm headlining. They put you up in the house of the comedy, like you're in above the comedy room.
I
That's where you
slept
sleep.
there. It was awful.
Horrible.
Disgusting.
Awful. Dirty. It was
Yeah.
dirty.
Dirty,
Yes.
disgusting. So I'm the headliner. RC's middling, and I got Rachel opening.
Yes.
Again, she was supposed to be a guy. Turns out I brought a girl. And there's a military base.
Right.
Okay.
You get a lot of
God.
military.
Yes.
So Rachel goes up, doing her cute little thing, whatever. The crowd's not really. It's all military guys. And R.C. Smith.
Stop it. I'm friends with him.
I'm going to throw up. Okay, so he's up there, and he's like, what's your name? Where are you from? And he's laughing at all his own jokes. And he's doing this vicious crowd work that is like, I didn't have crowd work anymore. I just had an act.
Yes.
So he would kill with
Right.
these, because he laughs at his own jokes,
Right.
and then he has stock lines for each person, and everyone's like, "Oh, this guy was hysterical," and then I would go up and I'd be like, and I had to do a fucking week of this.
Horrible.
And you know what pissed me off? It was like he thought I fucking killed. She couldn't follow me.
That's right.
I couldn't follow the horrible act
Right,
because
right.
I was like, "How is
You
this
couldn't
guy
follow the
work?"
hackiness. Yeah.
Okay. Then we're driving home, and I have to drive him home, right?
Oh, no.
So he's sitting in the back. Now, me and Rachel had gone to a thrift store, and we bought the entire thrift store. So she was like this in the corner because we had boxes and clothes, and we bought the entire thrift store. And he's sitting next to me, and it's like, let's leave tonight. I couldn't wait to get the fuck out of that town. So we leave, and I'm driving like 100 miles an hour. It's like 7 hours away.
Stop it.
And all of a sudden, I'm just driving. It's like 4:30 in the morning. It's pitch black, and all of a sudden he goes, "Deer!" So I slammed the brake. I slammed the brake, and my car starts spinning.
Oh my God!
Now it's spinning, and it's going like this. Blah, 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 blah. It's going sideways, and I'm like, "Oh my God, oh my God!" And I'm a good driver. No, I mean, I was turning it, and we fall into a ditch.
Oh my God!
And I had bought these beautiful pies, and they fucking got mushed. And all of a sudden, I stop and I go. My heart was like, and I immediately throw the car into low, and I go, "Wah," and we go flying out of the ditch because we were sinking into the ditch. And I get us back on the road, and now I'm driving, and I looked at him and I go, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Yeah.
He goes, "I saw some deer up there." I go, "Who the fuck yells like that, you fucking idiot? Like, what a douchebag." And Rachel was like, "You fucking faggot." She's screaming at him. We're like, I couldn't wait to get this fucking piece of shit out of my car. I was like, ah. And Rachel was torturing him. Rachel was like, "Are you sure you're not a homosexual?" Like, she was just doing all these fucking things to him, and he was just like, but he almost killed us because he saw 2 deer way in the distance. But when you yell at someone driving,
No,
Yeah.
it's terrible.
First of all, you're in a trance because it's 4 a.m.
Yes.
and you're driving, and all of a sudden you hear,
Yeah. Yeah.
fucking dick.
It's aggressive. It's aggressive.
It is. It's terrible.
So that was probably the worst gig.
Yeah, if you go in a ditch, that's bad.
No, I mean, see, but it was him. The whole
Somebody
thing
you
was
already
about him,
hate.
and with that hair and his corniness, I just.
Do we have time for one quick?
Please.
So I had a gig where
Please.
this guy was coming on to me during the gig, and he wasn't
A comic?
He wasn't attractive. No, he was in the audience.
Oh.
And we go outside, and I'm going to my car, and he saddles up next to me, and while he's coming on to me, he takes his schmeckle out and takes a leak.
No,
While
he didn't.
he's coming on to me, and I'm like, I don't need a presentation. Like, I don't need a showcase of what it's capable of.
That's really
yeah, I thought it was
weird.
like he was talking to me, and then he just unzipped his pants, and I thought this
Yeah,
doesn't
men have that
bode
air
well
about them.
for-
I don't think it would have worked
yeah.
well the other way around.
No. I should have just taken my pants down and made a number 2. A poopy.
But you know what? I think that, men have gotten really comfortable with pulling their dick out.
Ian.
I mean, Ian. No, but I'm serious because, look, like my friends all date online, and she's like, look,
Dick pics.
dick pics
Constant.
within like the 3rd or the 2nd.
Terrible.
I don't want it.
That-
I don't want a dick pic.
Terrible.
Yeah.
If I were dating, I wouldn't want that.
Look, Ian will take his pants down. Come on, Ian, come
They
here.
go,
Take your
stop
pants
it.
down.
Don't tell
no,
him to take his
listen.
pants down. No.
We got 1 minute.
Ian,
I
look,
would take a dick pic. I don't mind a dick pic.
Do you know what? A dick pic is fine because then you know what you're getting into. You're like, okay, we don't need to further this
listen-
conversation. There's nothing there.
But let me tell you something. A guy with nothing there is not going to send a dick pic.
They do.
But how do
No,
you
no,
know
they
he's sending
do.
his
How do
own
you know if
dick?
it's his
Yeah, that's
dick?
He could
true.
send anyone's dick.
Yeah, I didn't even think
Well,
of
how
that.
many dicks you gonna? Where's he gonna find the dick?
He goes on
Anywhere.
a dick pic site.
Yeah.
I don't know. Guys,
No,
what
it's
do
like
you do?
stock
when you-
If
photos
his
of
name,
dicks.
if his name is Maury Leibowitz and you've got a big black dick, be suspicious. That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
That's all I'm saying. I'll leave
from
it there.
the,
Yeah,
yeah,
right. That's a good ending.
It's
Girls,
cathartic. Where are you going to
loved
be?
having you.
We
Yes,
loved
where
it.
you gonna
First of all, very, very,
Very
talented
fun.
Thank
lady.
you for
Love
having
you.
us.
Funny.
Thank you.
Girls.
Appreciate it.
I love gal comics.
I will
Where will you
be
be
at
this week?
Carmine's this weekend, Saturday night, and I will be at Gotham the following weekend, April, I think, 8th and 9th it is, with Dan Levy.
Love it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Say hi
That's
to
what's
Pat
coming up.
Felix.
Yes.
At Carmine's. I love
Yes.
her.
Tomorrow I'm doing a show for graduate students' parents. The parents of graduate students.
Oh, that's
Really?
in
nice.
New Jersey somewhere.
Do you
yeah.
have to be squeaky clean?
No.
Oh.
Where
No,
in
they
New
want you to
Jersey?
go all out.
Where?
Really?
I have it
But
written
you're so
down. This is
cute.
my
Like, you're
driving.
not really dirty, are you?
A little.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
That's cute. She's like, so a little.
I talk about fucking a little bit.
You do.
A little
Lovely.
bit. Not in so many words.
All
But
right, good.
Crowd work too.
she's so funny. She's so surprised I got a DUI. She thinks I'm like this sweet
She's
little.
like this little cute thing.
She thinks I'm just so
Christmas-
cute.
Smokes pot.
She's like a little Christmas ornament. She kind of looks like this.
Yeah, she's
She's amazing.
your little ET toy. Where will you be?
There's a
Carrie
lot
Grant?
under this
Patty,
hat.
you ask me this every show. I don't know. Call my manager.
Well, plug your restaurant.
Gyrolicious.
Gyrolicious in Jericho, Long Island.
Oh, delicious food.
And we
was
had the food from it, and it was
delicious. It was
off
so
the hook.
good.
Amazing.
Amazing
The
food.
The
hummus.
best. The hummus was
hummus.
amazing. And the chicken, everything.
I like that the hummus has some texture.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is the kind of
And the
hummus.
Because we
Hummus
use
sauce
real
is
fresh.
special.
We use the. We don't buy the can.
No, you
chickpea-
don't?
No, we float the things
my
in
God.
water. Then we boil them. then we
Delicious.
grind
That's
them.
why they're so good. It
Pain
has
in
so
the
much
ass.
flavor. All right, I will be at. I'm doing the drag queen show at Pocono Palace this Saturday night, and please go to our Facebook
You've
page.
done it. You've done it. What does your daughter say?
Heard it. Go to our Facebook page and like it, and you can see the pictures from
And on
past
iTunes,
episodes.
make sure you subscribe to us on iTunes.
Subscribe to
'cause we
Chick
really
Chat.
need money. We need this show to fucking happen.
Chick
okay?
Chat comedy on iTunes, all the past episodes. What else? And Adam we're at the Rec Room.
And
Adam,
thank you, Manny, for
Thank you,
giving
Manny.
us our feed, but we didn't
Ian,
give us any
Vanessa,
of
the
this
guys
time.
taping us. Ricky and Drew, thank you. Thank you so much. Obliged.
Thank
is the
you
name
so
of their
much.
group? Oh, much obliged.
Much
Okay.
obliged.
I'm sorry,
Good
we should.
name.
I should have tagged you the first show. I'm sorry.
Much obliged, Mary J. Blige.
She's an amazing singer. Anyway, I saw her live.
Thank
All right, goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Lovely.
Goodbye.
Lovely. Thanks, girl.